Never a dull moment at Apple. Yesterday we had news surface of possibly a new iWatch coming. As we record this, Tim Cook is on stage out on the West Coast talking about a number of things, including a proposal from Greenlight Capital founder David Einhorn about a way to maximize the value of the cash, almost $140 billion worth that's on Apple's books. Richard, you had a look at this proposal that David floated on Friday.
He's talking about basically issuing a bunch of preferred stock which carries a particular coupon, say 4%. The idea being you can then crystallize some value in that. So that's saying this bit of Apple's cash flow is worth this much. And then the rest of Apple, the regular common stock, is probably still worth this much, which is pretty much what it is. In other words, there's missing hidden value.
It would also mean that by isolating this, the yield on that would be higher than would be if they just upped the dividend right now.
Yeah, right. But also, it's a more concrete instrument because it has a specific return, right? I think one of the things you see with Apple is it's not like the dividend yield is infinitesimally small. It's there. In fact, for a tech company, it's pretty large.
It's almost 2%.
It doesn't translate into capital value. Now, I'm sure Tim Cook at Apple and everybody else there is thinking about whether they need $140 billion of cash, especially when you're adding to it at 10 plus a quarter, maybe 20 last quarter, I think he said. And it seems unlikely that they would jump immediately to do something like David Einhorn.
Well, they've been sort of welcoming, I guess, to what Einhorn is proposing.
After Einhorn came out, Apple came out and said the board is actively examining what to do with cash.
It's pretty rare even for Apple to make a statement like that, let alone
exactly. And at the conference today, Apple seems a bit defensive, saying, we don't have this depression era mentality, pointing out we invest
pretty
lots
hyperbolic
in
kind of
phrase. They're not exactly saving string in the basement type of thing.
But they are. But he does seem to. I mean, it's early. We don't know for sure everything he said yet. But it seems like he's saying we are sort of setting the stage for some sort of release of cash to shareholders, whether that's a higher running dividend or a special dividend of some kind, like Microsoft has done in the past, for instance.
Right. Is Einhorn's proposal, I mean, people are calling it creative, including Apple, which I guess is high praise from a creative company like Apple, but is it too creative? Is it too many bells and whistles? Is there a better, more effective way to do this?
Yeah, you could just give back the cash. I mean, if you look what happened when Microsoft returned cash, in 2004 they had about, I think it was $50 billion of cash on the balance sheet. They returned $30 billion to investors. And the stock, amusingly enough, didn't, if you looked at it before the dividend and 6 months afterwards, it was about the same level. But if you think about that, it returned $30 billion. So therefore, the value to investors were $30 billion better off after returning the cash to investors. So it showed that investors didn't really give any value to this cash on the balance sheet. Something similar is happening to Apple, and it seems like an easy way to crystallize this is to just give it back to them.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on Apple, of course, and Tim Cook's remarks today. We'll be back with more breaking views tomorrow.